Good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us for Porter Elementary School's virtual curriculum night. My name is Principal Nolan and I'll be your host for tonight. And at Porter, we have Vice Principal Sherman and Vice Principal Baker. If we can ever help you with anything, please give us a call in the main office at 315-435-4625 or through Talking Points or on our Facebook page. Our vision at Porter is to be a positive, inspiring, and culturally responsive school community where all students achieve. Our mission is to value each individual and commit all necessary resources for students to reach their potential to be responsible, collaborative, critical thinkers who are problem solvers prepared with future-ready skills. At Porter, we're climbing to greatness, so everything we do is aligned with climb. Here are our key priorities. The C in CLIMB stands for Celebrate and Collaborate, and that relates to a positive culture and climate. The L in CLIMB stands for Learn, and that's connected to our strong Tier 1 instruction. The I stands for Inspire Greatness. That's connected to setting and monitoring goals and data-driven instruction. The M is for Make It Personal, and that's related to personalized learning. And lastly, the B stands for Be Present, and that relates to attendance. At Porter, all of our work is also aligned with the Syracuse City School District's priorities, which are outlined below. They include the first priority, which is engaging families and communities. The second priority, implement culturally responsive practices. The third priority, recruit, develop, support, and retain the most effective, diverse staff. The fourth priority, personalized learning for students. And lastly, the fifth priority, provide dynamic, rigorous curriculum and instruction. We cannot stress enough how important it is to be at school each and every day, and we ask that you help your child understand it as an expectation. Maintaining a consistent sleep pattern, waking up on time, and having a morning routine can help make coming to school each day easier. We also ask that you communicate with the school. If for some reason your child is absent, please let the school know right away. You can monitor your child's attendance records through the Parent Home Access portal. Please don't hesitate to contact the school to request additional resources if your child is struggling with attendance issues. Remember, after 18 missed days of instruction in a given school year, your child is chronically absent. Did you know that absenteeism affects academic performance dramatically? Data indicates that 7 missed school days equals 2 months of lost instruction. Students with a history of high absenteeism are much more likely to have future absenteeism issues. So if absenteeism issues start in kindergarten, they're more likely to escalate as your student progresses from one grade to the next. Absenteeism is especially high on days like half days or days before vacations. So keep in mind that those days are just as important as any other school day. Here's our attendance data for the school year so far. At Porter, our goal is to have at least 95% of our students in class every single day. So far, our students in pre-K, 3rd grade, and 5th grade have our best daily attendance, all averaging right around 85% each day. We understand that the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic can present challenges when it comes to attendance. It's for that reason that we ask that whenever you're able to come to school and it's safe to do so, that you do. And that leads us into some of our COVID-19 expectations. Each and every morning before your child comes to school, you should check them for a fever and to see if they have a cough, shortness of breath or difficulty breathing, fatigue, muscle or body aches, headaches, new loss of taste or smell, sore throat, congestion or runny nose, nausea or vomiting, or diarrhea. If they're exhibiting any of these symptoms, you should keep them home from school and call your primary care provider. Please remember that masks must be worn inside our schools and your child's nose and mouth must always be covered. It's important that you send them to school with extra masks in their backpacks. Students are reminded and given the opportunity several times throughout the day to wash their hands and use hand sanitizer. Students are also encouraged to stay at least 3 feet apart from their classmates wherever they are in the school. If we follow this guidance and all do our part, we can help mitigate the spread of COVID-19 in our schools. At Porter, we encourage our students to be PAX Leaders. PAX is a Latin word for peace.
I wanted you to be aware of some of the PAX language we use at Porter so that you can reinforce it and use it at home. When students are seen doing something that's not okay, we call that a spleen. And when they're doing something that's great, they get a thumbs up, and we say, "Go PAX." We encourage our students to better the world and better themselves. When we ask for PAX quiet, that means students stop what they're doing, they stop talking, they raise their hand in PAX, and their eyes are on an adult. We also talk to our students about PAX voices. A 0-inch voice means no sound. A 3-inch voice is a whisper. A 3-foot voice is normal talking, and a 10-foot voice is louder talking, such as the voice we would use in the gymnasium or outside. And we often remind our students that PAX hands help. They never hurt. Each and every morning after we recite the Pledge of Allegiance, Porter students say the Porter Cares Promise. As a Porter problem solver, I will show cooperation, advocacy, responsibility, empathy, and self-control. I better my world and I better myself. We are climbing to greatness. We are extremely proud of the progress and growth we've shown at Porter Elementary School. As we await results from last year and recognize that there were no state assessments during the 2019-2020 school year, I wanted to share some of the amazing progress we've made. In a 3-year span, we saw an increase of 17.3% in our ELA proficiency rates on the New York State assessments, and we can't wait to improve even more this year. In math, we made similar progress. Over a 3-year span, we increased our proficiency by almost 15% on the math state assessments. Here's another way of looking at the ELA data. As I mentioned earlier, at Porter, we're always looking to climb to greatness, and that's exactly what we're doing. The same trend can be seen in our math scores, as we went from below 5% in the 16-17 school year, and in a 3-year time period, we increased that percentage to almost 20%. Even more impressive were our 4th grade science scores. 79% of our students scored a 3 or 4, meaning 79% of our students were proficient in science. With the return of full in-person instruction, our hope and expectation is that we can continue to show this level of growth in the years to come. Your help is much appreciated and an important part of ensuring your child is successful at Porter. You can help by making sure your child has a dedicated, quiet space for reading and doing their homework. You can also help by communicating regularly with your child's teacher. And lastly, we appreciate your support regarding all academic and behavioral expectations set by the school community. If you haven't already done so, I ask that you please take the time to fill out an emergency card and a health card. Both of these documents are essential, and it's important that we always have the most up-to-date information directly from you. Here are some important dates coming up that you can add to your calendar. October 11th is Indigenous Peoples Day, and there's no school. On October 12th, we'll have our first PTO meeting, which will be held virtually through Teams, and I'll share a link as the meeting gets closer. November 2nd is a day we have for our parent-teacher conferences, and there will be no school for students on that day. And lastly, November 11th is Veterans Day, and there's no school. I'm proud to announce the launch of our Porter Sideline store. If you'd like to visit the store, pause the video now and visit the link below. You'll find lots of different items for all ages. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'll leave you with 2 reminders. The first is that we're following a 3-session rotation tonight. At the beginning of each session, teachers will restart their presentations. This will allow you to check in with multiple teachers or to visit with support staff throughout the night. My final reminder is to ask you to please complete the survey that was sent to you so that we know who attended tonight's event. As always, please don't hesitate to reach out if you have questions, concerns, or would just like to check in. You can contact us by calling the main office at 315-435-4625 or by sending us a message through Talking Points or by reaching out through Facebook. Thank you for your time, and I hope you have an amazing night checking in with the incredible staff at Porter Elementary School. Thank you.